The council has assembled. They are eager to hear your report.
Why is everybody smirking? Something isn't right. Hello, everybody. We begin tonight's second meeting of the council by calling the council to order. Hello, and thank you for joining us. The council is a live Twitch talk show and podcast that discusses Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm Sakari. With me are my fellow council members Elise.
Hello.
And Magic Ace.
Hiya.
And Redna.
I am not Redna.
Awkward.
I figured I should start out being a little bit contrary.
A little bit, yeah, the contrarian.
So tonight we'd like to take some time to discuss Cartel Market, the Cartel Market, and decorations. What does the Cartel Market contribute to the game? Is it helping? Is it hurting it? We'd also like to talk about stronghold decorations. Yeah. So stay tuned for our deliberation segment.
After our live broadcast, you can find our recorded episodes everywhere podcasts are found on our YouTube channel. Just click the panel below or visit our website at thecouncilswartour.com. Check out our social media and don't forget to follow on Twitch, of course, because it's a Twitch show. You can find our Facebook page at facebook.com/thecouncilswartour, and Twitter is at thecouncilswartour. We made it easy for you. You can also find our Patreon page at patreon.com/thecouncilswartour. We have already had one person express interest in that, which is why we gave you guys the link, because they were asking about it.
Wait. What's
Awesome.
Twitch?
I don't know.
It's
this like thing.
Obscure platform.
Okay, good. So I don't need to like actually look into this or anything, right?
I think you're good. Just
Okay.
how you are. So earlier this week, we actually posted a poll on Twitter asking about cartel packs. And the question was, what are you looking for most in cartel packs? And I think Sakari is going to be putting this up, if it's not up yet.
Yep, it's up. We're good to go.
So before I go over the results, those of you who are in chat, if you'd like to vote yourself, we can actually see how you would vote. And the straw poll link, is it on screen? Or did I need to
So
say it?
yeah, so it's not going to be a straw polling. The attendant is is a bot that Lady Danny created. And
Okay.
we're all good there, and it's listing
Well,
the
why don't I
options right
just
now.
go over? Okay, cool. So take a look at the poll choices and vote for your favorite. What you think is you're most interested if you buy a cartel pack.
Okay, I voted.
Me too.
Oh.
You voted,
My voice
Redna?
must be heard.
Oh, let me see. What am I going to pick? Where's direct sale items?
So,
It's not on there.
while the chat room continues to decide what it is that they want to put, I believe that as the bot works, all you need to do is put in the letter. So A for armor, B for weapons, C for mounts, D for Jawa junk, E for pets,
Awesome.
F for decorations, G blah 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 blah. So just put the letter in, and then it should vote. But as for that, as we lead in, I did want to go ahead and propose to the group that we just begin deliberations upon our titular singular first topic,
Ooh.
the cartel market / legacy.
Dun, dun, dun.
I believe that there is generally a story of, should we say, drama or vitriol in the community at this stage concerning one aspect of this, which is that there are certain items that can no longer be passed through the legacy system via legacy smuggling, such as, the crystals, which we've been able to do since the game launched. And then these new things, there's some new cosmetic thing that apparently you can't transfer either. So I know that's a big, big pain point. But then we could also just kind of go over and discuss ourselves which items, what is it that we do like about the cartel market? I mean, anybody can rant all day long about what they don't like about anything. But I do think it would be nice if we each kind of brought up something that we did like about the Cartel Market.
We're supposed to be positive. How are we supposed to start on a positive note, Redna?
Well, it's really easy. So somebody say what they like, and then I will promptly tell them why they're wrong.
But I've been preparing my saltiness all week long on this. I am, of course, kidding.
So
I like the graphics. I'm positive about the graphics. I like the graphics. I think, they are kind of cute when they work, working as intended. Okay, that was my positive.
About the tunings?
Working.
Is that what you mean? The tunings? Or you mean the flashy bits on the armor?
No, I meant the graphics of the Cartel Market when you open it up.
Opening the hyperbase.
Okay, so the presentation.
Oh. So
yes.
They really did make the presentation a lot prettier. I do have to agree with that.
Okay, well, I'll do my positive.
Okay.
I'll do my positive thing like you're supposed to do when you're trying to start a
10.3 miles.
We are waiting with bated breath.
Wait, what's 10.3 miles?
Google,
I really
Google thought it needed to chime in about the Cartel Market too.
So it's a 10.3 mile travel to the Cartel Market. I get it.
So I do like armor and pets, but there's a caveat there too. So I'll just stop there. I do enjoy playing Space Barbie.
So you're an armor voter?
I have no. I would not
Barbie
be voting
about dressing
armor.
up.
Yes.
Okay.
But pets, I'm a pet collector, so.
And Sakari, what do you like before I actually do have one thing I thought about that I liked, and it was like the last thing I thought about that even existed on the Cartel Market. So.
I am going to vote for direct sale items. I really like those. I know that you guys can.
What are direct sale items?
Direct sale. It's like if you want to buy the Satil armor set for like a week, they have it up there. Yeah. You can buy it for 2,100 coins.
Okay, so anything that you know exactly what you're getting when you're getting.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. It's not a random chance with buying a pack. What you pay for is what you're getting.
RNG is not my friend, and so we kind of have a mutual dislike for each other. And so I am quite happy to not have RNG in my life and buy things that I know I'm going to be purchasing. And packs don't count. I know when I if I buy a pack, I get a pack. But then from there on out, it's all me and RNG. And that's
true. I just find that stuff very, very expensive. Like, I guess I don't want it bad enough to pay that for it. But anyway. That we are not.
Okay, but what about armor? What about speeders? Like, okay, if you're going to direct buy something, what is it that you prefer to direct buy without having to gamble?
Animal mounts.
Nothing. Oh, okay, decos. I will direct buy decos.
And Magic, you're saying animal mounts?
Yes, I'm an animal mount whore. I want them all. I want all of them in every kind and color. If a new one comes out, it doesn't matter if it looks almost identical to the last one. I want it.
Even the reskins is what you're saying. Wow.
Yes. I'm an addict. Hi, I'm Magic Ace. I'm an addict. I admit it.
Well, so the thing that I probably like, there are two things that I like best. And they're for two very disparate reasons. One, I do prefer the hyper crates or packs the best because that's the easiest to give away as prizes that get people excited on the stream. Beyond that, for myself, the one thing I have been sure to do is go onto the GTN and use in-game credits, but it's for GTN items or for Cartel Market items. Every single account-wide unlock that they've ever offered, I've made sure to purchase and unlock. So like, you do your bag slots through the account-wide unlock off of the GTN rather than paying to unlock your bag slots, because that way, in the future, any character you ever make has all of their bag slots unlocked.
You talking about, like, when you're playing and you click on the inventory? Is that what you mean by bag? Or are you talking about, like, the cargo
That's
hold?
your bag, yeah, the inventory.
Okay.
When you're out and about. You can do the same thing for your cargo holds. You can buy account-wide unlocks for the cargo hold, for the legacy bank, all of those things. And then there's also, now the one thing I never actually did do, I have bought every one of the new species, but I did play to max level to unlock all of the original species. But still along those lines, like I really do enjoy Not character specific. Character specific's a pain in the butt. It's the same problem that I have with the legacy system, which is that I love it when they give me an account wide, or at least a server wide unlock through the legacy system, because then I know it applies to all my, Rocket Boost is the perfect example. Right. Of course you buy it because it applies to every character you ever make, and it makes it a heck of a lot easier to get through most of the content they're releasing.
Are we actually tying in legacy with Cartel Market though? Because I wasn't considering them the same.
They are Cartel Market items.
They are, but the problem, Redna, that you have with that is that once you've unlocked all the stuff that you're ever going to want, you now are out of stuff to unlock. So where do you go next? That's what I want to know, is what's your follow-up?
Yeah, the packs for my stream. I don't use it otherwise.
Really? You just... Interesting.
Yeah. He sits in there with massive amounts of cartel coins. I'm like, I am so jealous, bro. Let me take you shopping. He's like, nah.
I don't understand
let me take you shopping for me. How about that?
Yeah.
So
Precisely.
Well, that's why, but what am I looking forward to? It would be new things that are account-wide unlocks. That would be what I would actually use money on.
Redna, surely there is something that you'd like that comes from the Cartel Market originally. There has to be something. Like, you're not an armor person. You're not a weapons person. Tuning,
cosmetic.
Nothing.
First of all, who gives a rat's batukas about the stupid weapon? Because if you're playing properly, you're zoomed out far enough that you can't even see it anyway. So it means jack.
I care.
And most of the armor is that way too. And frankly, the armor on the Cartel Market is completely pointless for me because I have mirrors of every class that I play, and I want to be able to smuggle it through. I don't want to have to get 2 sets of assassin gear.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any difference. You've got the outfit thing.
Let's put it this way. At this stage, I've become so uninterested in the cosmetic side that they launched that stupid outfit designer. And what I did was immediately go, and any new character I make, the first thing I do is give them enough credits to unlock permanently the look that they were created with. And then I smack that on, and then I don't care. Like, it's a hodgepodge of nonsense that I'm wearing because all they see is the outfit I was given. I never bought a second pair of clothes in game.
Magic. What were you wanting to say?
Wow.
JT put something in chat that I thought was actually really apt for this, because I myself have questioned this in the past. Why can't we gift things from the cartel item? Why can't we buy something on the cartel item for the express purpose of sending it to someone else? That's my least favorite part, that we cannot do that. That is something I don't like. What I do like is I can buy my mounts and pets direct sale. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
What do you mean by that? Because, I mean, you can buy something.
But you have the cooldown timer. You have the cooldown timer that's like 3 days, and then you have to find a tune to send it to. But, like, if you know, I think it was WoW, someone gifted me something from the market and sent it to me. And I only have, like, a level 30 hunter over there, so I really don't know much about the game. But it was my brother-in-law sent me something, and I was like, how did you do this? He's like, oh, I bought it off the market or whatever WoW's thing is. And I was like, you can do that? And he's like, yeah, you can also buy subtime and stuff from this.
Yeah, but I've sent people gifts before. I gave JT something for his birthday, if I remember correctly.
But did you buy it in the Cartel Market? Like, put a little gift wrap on it, like, and send it to the person, or did you wait for a cooldown timer?
And then a Jawa showed up and delivered it.
I mean, I waited for the cooldown timer, but
I hate cooldown timers.
No,
I mean, that doesn't bother me as much. And the subtime thing, I think would have been amazing. And I was hoping they were going to do that, and they didn't. So, I mean, that was great.
There are in other games, multiple other games, like League of Legends does it. Different Blizzard properties do it. So, like Heroes of the Storm does it, where basically you send them something, and then they get to experience the full cinematic, experience of the unwrapping process. You click it.
I get that.
You don't know what it is till you open your present. I mean, it's all fluff, but it does make you feel pretty stinking good.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Sakari?
Well, I was going to ask you guys, what do you think is the reason that they have that cooldown when you buy something? Because to me, it's super annoying that I get something and now I have to wait for, what is it, like a day or 2 days or something before.
I think it's BioWare trolling. They're like, you know what'll really get people's goat, and they'll have to log back in, is we have to get a cooldown timer before they can throw that sucker on the GTN. Yeah! And then afterwards, when everybody's all in the forums crying, BioWare's like, we got him. That's good.
Redna, I want theories, man. I'm surely you have a theory in your head.
Well, hold on a second. Are we ready? Are we ready for this straw poll? Because maybe we want to see what the
We can
The
certainly
chat voted.
We can certainly
first?
see. Everybody has voted, I believe, right? Lady Daney, would you please display the results so we can see what chat had to say about our poll? And then, Elise, whenever you are ready, let me know, and I will put the results on screen of the straw
so
poll.
why don't we go over what the people earlier in the week voted for?
Okay.
Top, the order, and then we'll compare with Twitch chat. Their results.
And the results are being sent to chat right now.
Okay, so on the earlier in the week poll, we got armor as the #1 vote for the question, what are you looking for most in cartel packs? Armor.
By
shocked.
far. Look at that.
Yeah, like
Wow.
54%, 32 votes. Decorations was second, weapons, then next, mounts. Chance cubes got 2 votes. That one's good for me because I just sell them and I actually make money.
Well, I'm actually surprised that mounts got 4th because who doesn't like to mount? I mean,
I know, right?
That's ridiculous.
Well, that and that's funny.
Is there something I'm missing here?
Probably because just like pets, I've already got too many of them.
I mean, you hear people going gaga for mounts, and I really could care less unless it's an animal, but I'm not as crazy about them as Magic over here.
That's what she said.
I know.
I think JT got there before everybody.
Then it's boosters, pets, which I would have voted for pets. Decos first, then pets, and then Jawa junk. Nobody voted for the
Not
poor
a
Jawa
single
junk.
person.
I
Nobody.
actually do like it, but it's not the most important thing to me. Like, I had to pick one. I couldn't vote for 2, so Jawa junk obviously wasn't my priority because there's mounts. I like to mount.
Do you guys see?
Meanwhile, the vast majority in the chat room were armor, just like our straw poll. But then it was a tie between Jawa, junk, and pets, and no one else got a vote.
What?
It might be because I voted for the Jawa junk just because I wanted to be a part of the poll.
Oh, you know what? Because you're trying to be the contrarian.
Darn tootin'.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so what are people... Did we already discuss what people are salty about? Did we do nice and then...
I mean, what do you guys think about the fact that something that you've been able to do since the game was launched has now been stripped from you, the ability to pass crystals around within your weapons? I mean,
are you sure?
I don't actually. Maybe I should let you guys go ahead and talk about the whole whatever that other thing is that make your gun smoke or whatever.
Clearly,
what's it
you're
called?
salty about.
Tunings.
Tunings, right. So, what do you guys think of the tunings in the first place? And does it bother you that you no longer can transfer them?
Yes, freaking yes. Sorry, go ahead, Squirt.
We got this Brady Bunch thing going on. We can look at each other. Hey, what do you think, Magic?
I really don't have a dog in this hunt because I never traded my crystals. And I have 2 tunings. That's it. They're so rare that I have 2. So...
JT mentions in chat that it was an exploit. It was kind of, I would say, a soft exploit because,
BioWare explicitly stated, Musco himself explicitly stated in the past that it was a known complication bug, but that it was not an exploit. It wasn't only until a few years later that somebody else in the company decided to come forward and thus label it an exploit. And, now we've decided to do something about it. It wasn't. It was frankly, it is... So the crystals themselves are a compilation of 2 problems. One, they realized shortly after launching the game with the way that the crystals scaled, they probably should have never put stats on the crystals in the first place. That's why they've never increased the stat on the crystal. Every other item of consequence in gear has stats that increase every tier, but the crystals have remained the same from the max cap at launch. I mean, there did used to be different values, but... The problem is people got used to it and the fact that they could customize. So that crystal can be either power, crit, or what's the other one? Oh, power, crit, or mastery. Yeah, it used to be primary stat, now it's mastery. So that certainly complicates things. in as much as there is a way to customize how your stat distribution occurs on your item on this crystal, which also creates a unique graphical aspect of your weaponry, which is actually totally noticeable, especially if you're a lightsaber wielder. But also the gun shooters get to have some fun with changing out the colors of their blasters. So it's actually probably arguably the most significant aspect of what you can do with your weapon that you've always been able to move around. They never found a way to be able to strip the stats that they wanted to, and now you can't transfer it around. I feel like fine, they decided that they wanted to be able to make more money off of it by basically impeding people's ability to transfer it from character to character, therefore forcing them to spend real life money to unlock it across their characters. The most frustrating part of that being that effectively what you want when you're legacy transferring an item is the ability to do it seamlessly and painlessly. And instead they've added 2 significant pain points. Well, okay, one significant one and a second one for a minority of the group that actually uses this weird cosmetic feature. That's my own hyperbole.
I feel like we need to use the Patreon fund this month for counseling for Edna. Anybody? I think maybe get him a massage package or something. You're gonna be okay, buddy.
He's so stressed. He's drinking out of a lab beaker.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, there are people that are
question.
wound up about that. I mean, like, you wouldn't be the only one.
Really?
It's
because it came out of the blue.
Usually, whenever you make upgrades within a game system like this, you're trying to do it to make it a more seamless, less painful process. So I can actually understand why people are all upset about this. I mean, I don't think it's really worth getting all that torqued off. Really, the people that are Force users are the ones that feel this the most, because most of the people that are non-Force users couldn't share their weapons cross faction anyway. It's only if they had duplicates of the exact same class. So if you had 2 scoundrels, then you could actually swap through. But otherwise, these things actually don't impact you because it's not useful. But
I find it extremely annoying. Extremely annoying. I have healers of every class, and the one DPS class that I played on both sides. I went through all the trouble to get the legacy weapons, do like all the Gree event and the Thorn event, to get the little tokens and things, to buy those freaking legacy weapons so that I could put my gosh dang crystals and all that crap in there, drop it in my legacy bank, which was supposed to be an oh so amazing addition to the game, and swap it over to my other characters. That was seamless. That was painless. It made sense. I didn't have to work near as hard to gear as many characters, because you want to know why I was always broke in game? Because I was always augmenting a billion different tunes. I had 32 characters that I had to augment on one server. That's why I was always broke. And now when they did this, I was like, you know what? You didn't even set it up to where when they first instituted this, that I could have the allowance of, if I already unlocked that crystal, or for some people tunings. I don't have tunings. I sell mine and make like 9 million a piece off them. Totally worth it. But for my crystals that I paid to unlock, I have to destroy them or waste credits to take them out. And I'm already credit broke in this game. I have to take out my gosh darn crystals and put it in there. And you know what? Basically, I gave them the finger and I'm like, I am not unlocking another thing in this legacy because of this. If it's a crystal or a tuning, I'm not unlocking it. I'll unlock my gear because that doesn't matter.
That's what I was going to say. The easiest way to do is just stop spending cartel coins on those items, and that'll make a fairly significant statement if everybody stops.
I don't know.
And I had like 3 more I wanted to unlock, and I was like, not worth it. I would much rather go craft crystals on my max artifice and just sell those, which, by the way, I've been making about 60K a pop off of crystals now because I'm crafting them and putting them on the GTN. Yes, people are buying my crystals like crazy because people don't want to unlock it. And I'm like, thank you guys for making my artifice more important again.
That was my big beef about the crystals. That
making
was the
crafting
one
beneficial.
Okay, so
yeah,
let me
that was the one crafting. I don't do crafting. That was the only one I decided to do. And then all of a sudden we had all these crystals flood the cartel market, and then I couldn't do anything with all the actual time I put into it. And that's why I don't have crafting on anybody else. That was my first tune in this game.
One issue about, and maybe this will broaden the discussion a little bit, but one of the issues with the cartel market that I've heard discussed from time to time all over the place is how the cartel market disincentivizes in-game activities. And Redna, I know you've mentioned this before, but I think you did last week actually, how, it's like there's actually something that you can earn by doing an in-game activity. That's new, because all of the armor comes through the cartel market, all of the weapons, anything that's cool comes through the cartel market, and really all we're doing is completing in-game activities for CXP now, and for credits, and for XP if you're still leveling. And
I mean, okay, so since I came in later than most of you, I had no idea really what most of the armor sets were. Half of them I saw for the first time was Suoturista's video series that she's been doing with the craftable armor sets. But, I mean, everything is Cartel Market armor sets. And I have no interest in leveling up synth weaving. I thought it was cool when I first got into the game, but then I'm like, most of the armor I have on my tunes are all cartel in the market.
Level it for the augments. You don't get that alacrity from nowhere.
To be frank, anybody that is interested, the way that I've always done it and still continue to do it, is wherever you see a reputation, you skill up those reputations. They've all got unique armor sets. Some of them even have different looks depending on which faction you're on. So you can legacy smuggle it back and forth, but actually look different on your characters, which is kind of cool. Doesn't, it's a little less stale that way. But I mean, actually, Magic's biggest point that was brilliant is the fact, dude, I had to work my Butakas off to get this Gree rep up in order to and then continue to get all these stupid gray helixes just so that I could smuggle something back and forth that now you're going to make me pull a crystal in and out every time I do it if I want it off of the cartel market. Yeah.
I agree that they need to have legacy weapons come from some other source. They need to have 2 or 3 other things that they do legacy weapons.
Now they have the casino event. I got a Tommy gun for my operative, which I have to say is the only thing about that event that I was super freaking happy about. I think I mentioned it last time. Yeah, I was thrilled. I felt like I was the Mask on the movie The Mask. I was like, there's my Tommy gun.
It has a really cool
it's got to look like a
too.
balloon gun.
Yes, it was awesome.
That sound when you shoot it is pretty unique. I really do like that one. That was the first one I ever got. I think that came around within 2 months after my playing this for the first time. The last one, the last Nightlife one.
Yeah. You mentioned the way a weapons sound. That is probably, for me, the most important characteristic of a weapon is how it sounds. I love when I put in start firing a gun and it's a totally unique sound. I haven't heard it anywhere else in the game. I'm like, I love this weapon. I don't care how it looks. I just want to sport it for the sound every time I fire it. Same thing with the saber drawers. That snap hiss that they do. I like it when when it sounds unique.
And some of them are different. The vented lightsaber sounds a lot different than the other ones.
Right. Actually, a lot of the regular hilted ones. There's one that I have on my Sage. Yeah, my Sage. Is that the pub side? God, I can't keep up.
Yes.
The Sage. I went through and found the best way I could to make it look like Luke Skywalker. One of my streamers or viewers actually donated the cartel coins to buy all of the individual pieces, gave me a whole list how to recreate Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi in his whole black outfit, gave me a black on black die to make it work. Then gave me a lightsaber that sounds like the one in Return of the Jedi. The hilt looks like a cutter, like this. It looks like this kind of the blunderbuss kind of look from Rishi. So it looks stupid, but it doesn't matter because I'm zoomed out. You never see the hilt, and it sounds right. And I got the right color crystal too. So this thing, I mean, and
you that's gotta send me a screenshot. My son's gonna go bonkers over that.
Yeah, I'll have to find it. It's pretty awesome, but this draws down to the whole sound thing. There's another for you then. Why the heck haven't they given us the ability to actually buy sounds for our weapons? Give me a sound profile.
But that would
give them
good.
some time because look, I mean, we've already just gotten the tunings, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it's you put this augment in or this another slot after tunings. The tunings modifies the way it looks and behaves. But some another one that allows it to use not this sound file, but that sound file, I think that's probably not that far away, I bet. But it's probably a new idea for the Wall of Crazy.
Well, you got to remember, originally the game didn't have endurance on the armorings. They actually had to, or actually, no, what it was. Oh, the set pieces didn't have armorings, period. So, but then when they decided to go forward with the extent of this legacy system and enable people to transfer those armorings as well, they tied the set bonus onto the armoring and were able to isolate it as a separate slot item. So one would think, obviously, these items have sound files attached to them. It's just a matter of stripping that off and giving it its own little slot on the gear piece or whatever. But it would be really cool. And I mean, yeah, we'd have to buy sounds, but then again, you know, how often have they been adding new reputations or, frankly, even new looks? I mean, has there been a new look on the 2 new bosses out of the new operation? Previously, it was every operation you'd get a new look on an armor set, but I think it's all exactly the same as anything else, right?
Before we move on, because we're almost out of time for this section, we have barely talked about legacy other than crystals. Is that the extent of legacy for everybody?
I think the bigger concern was legacy in regards to the cartel market, and that's where that falls. I don't think we need to go on to legacy as a whole, do you?
Yeah, moving. Yeah.
Well,
because that's a big topic, and we could probably...
Yeah.
Yes. And I agree with that. However, I'm still salty about the fact that they took out the ops pass, and that wasn't the cartel market. I still think
and they never get
flashpoints passes, and I've never agreed with this, making this game completely sub only. I think having the option really is more of a modern move.
It's sub for 1 month.
So they introduced, help me get my facts straight here. They introduced the cartel market about the same time they introduced free to play, correct?
I would assume.
Yes, they were hand in hand.
Yeah, they came hand in hand. I think it's because they shift their model. You know, one was a sub-only game. That's how we all started. And then they allowed some people to play for free, assuming that they would then spend money on the cartel market, and that's what know, kind of how they would make their cash doing that. So a lot of changes kind of hit us, I think, once they brought in free to play, you know, and then of course they had those, you know, where you can your artifact, unlock or whatever it is. I forget what it is. I've never been a free to play. I've subbed since the beginning of this game and will always.
And it used to be that it used to be that 3 classes in our society. One was the subscriber. One was preferred, which meant had subbed at one point or spent or bought some cartel coins.
Yeah, you just had to buy the
And then there was free to play. Literally never spent a penny on the game. That still gave you all of the story content, just not the end game content. But then if you did spend money, you'd immediately become preferred and also gain access if you wanted to with these operations passes.
Up to level 50.
Operation for a week, Warzone for a week. Well, and then it was to 55, and then it was...
No, because you had to buy the expansion on free to
for
play.
The operations and for the not for PvP, but for the operations.
No, did they have a PvP
that was
pass?
At max level.
No,
did
what
they
it
have
was
a
is
pass. PvP pass.
No, they never had a ranked PvP pass. I think they actually had a PvP pass, but the regular PvP pass could actually be completely worked around. And I had lots of friends that worked around it consistently because all you have to do is queue with others that are members, let them do the queue, and they're sucked in.
That's what I did all the time on Shadowlands. I would be on late, and I would do my 5 limit Warzone, and then I would whisper my buddy and say, "Hey, you want a PvP? Queue up for me." He'd be like, "Okay," and so we'd PvP for hours.
Best part is he'd hit Q. It would say on your screen, you've already at your limit at this stage, and then you just wait, and all of a sudden, oh, hey, by the way, you can go in now.
But now, help me out. So have they been? Because I actually haven't paid that much attention to the cartel market lately. You're saying that they have been limiting the passes, or what passes have they stopped? All of those.
No,
passes.
they've removed them from the cartel market.
So there's been a significant shift away from the free to play model, like where if you're free to play, you basically get the core stories. That's it. You don't get to PvP. You don't get to do any operations. What about the
GSF?
The purples
you
and
can
higher?
do GSF, right?
You still have to do the unlocks.
There's a limit, but you can do GSF, right? as a free-to-play
I believe
player?
so.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know that
it's
there's any
5.
restrictions
I think
on
the limit's 5 on that as well. But for what
Wow.
Sakari said, yes, you still have to do the unlocked for your artifact. If you want to unify your colors, you still have to buy the unify colors.
Okay.
If you want to,
A number
what
of
was
those
it?
things
There's like
actually, if
4.
you use someone's refer a friend link, though, a lot of
Yeah.
those things actually permanently unlock. Well, you get a little thing in the mail that you
Yeah.
consume it, and
Right.
it'll unlock.
So
it back
if you take someone's code and it gives you the 7-day subscription trial, it gives you the preferred status friends bundle or whatever. And in that, it gives you a little crate that you open, and it gives you 4 unlocks, which are the
Right.
ones that I was mentioning. So there is a way around that as well. And then if you ever did eventually sub, it wouldn't matter because you wouldn't need those anyway. So
Right.
then you just have a crate that you could actually sell for like 1,000 credits, which on a brand new tune is a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, you can't really play if you want to do more than just play like the single player.
The core stories. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
If you want to have that single player, say,
It's essentially
basic
KOTOR 3,
game.
right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
well,
That's what
I
you
mean,
get.
sort of, yeah.
Well,
Right.
and so that would be why the one thing that your poll was missing, which is why I didn't do it on Twitter, is PvP passes and operations passes.
Yes.
Singularly, what do I want to see on the, soon on the cartel market? That's what I want to see. It used to be
Yep.
there. I want
But-
to see it back.
Yeah,
I
make
used to
good
buy
money
them
off of
free.
them.
I would use my money frequently because I'd have a friend and I'm like, hey man, come check it out. Hey, we got this open spot. I know you haven't been subbed, but you wanted to play. We haven't played online together in a bit. Here's the pass. I've already got it on cooldown so that I can hand it to you. And the other thing is they stole those all away from me and didn't give me those cartel coins back that I purchased. So
Well, but they
Um,
gave you in-game money if you had those passes already. In
yeah,
Only
that was
if it
really
was
nice. I
in-
used my real life money, but at least they gave me some in-money
I know,
in-game
but they
compensation.
gave you-
Only if they were in your inventory, because on the Shadowlands,
Yeah, I know, I
our
still
guild
have one in
forgot
my
to
legacy
take
bank.
one. Yeah, we forgot to take one out of the guild bank and put it in someone's inventory. So now if you take it out, it becomes obsolete and grayed out, and you can't do anything with it. You can't sell it. You don't get any money for it. It's worthless.
Just throw it,
Super
throw it
annoying.
away.
Yeah,
But I mean, I
but we
think that-
keep it in there. It's a relic now. It's a trophy of the past.
I definitely think BioWare is trying to put pressure on the free-to-plays to sub up because I mean they had all of these things that are available. Ooh, we can do some ops, we can do whatever else. With revoking that, there's definitely a lot more pressure on, and I think it's by design. I think that's their plan, is that they want
Yeah.
to herd people along into subbing to the game. I don't know if that means that maybe they feel the pressure at BioWare to do a little bit of that, which I don't
think
know if
they
that's
do.
a good sign or not. I just
Well, I
don't know.
think it's the population going down. So the population of actual subs, I
I
feel
don't
like,
think
is
it has anything
shrinking.
to do with it.
I think it is because they're putting pressure on the free to play when the population was massive and we never had an issue with trying to get a raid. Like Fleet was always hopping on any server I went to, just about. There was no problem with free to play. They never put any pressure on anybody. It was like, oh, if you want to do this, if you want to do that, it's cool, perfectly fine. And now it's like, oh, you don't want to sub? Well, screw you. In my opinion.
I don't know why they pulled it. I have my ideas, but this is probably an idea we need to talk about when we can have it by itself.
Right. Do you want to talk about decorations a little bit? Maybe
Yes,
before we...
please. Just a little bit. We have a little bit of time.
Lead the way,
Not a lot.
madam.
So stronghold
So
decorations.
decos. So obviously with my little huff earlier about the decorations not being higher in the poll, I don't understand why there's not enough decos in the cartel market.
I absolutely agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more.
Everybody loves them. Just about everybody in the game has a stronghold of some kind. They're expensive on the GTN. They go well as prizes.
Right.
People, oh my gosh, you price out like the statues. They're horribly expensive on the GTN, and I do not understand why there's so few of them in the cartel market.
So can I jump in on this? Because
Please.
so we had this new stronghold that rolled out, right? Yay, we all get Manaan. So I'm like, okay, let's hit the GTN. Let's see what we got going on here. I want plants. I want some environmentals. So I look at environmentals, and I'm like, well, here's a bunch of ribs out here, like big, those may be cool. So get,
Tatooine ribs.
yeah, the Tatooine ribs. But I mean,
Interesting.
I'm looking for. I don't want a little shrub in a pot plant. I mean, it's good that those are out because you can put those here and there and everywhere. But I want the big ones, like the ones that are like the large hook decos, and
Right.
I want some greenery out there in my little island in
Agreed.
Manaan, and I couldn't find anything out there for that stuff. I mean, if I'm looking for flags or lighting, I can't find lighting on the GTN. So it just seems to me like and that's why everything is so stinking expensive because it's so rare right now.
I'm mad that the rooftop garden was not a garden.
That's true.
I put down a bunch of plants and stuff everywhere, and I'm like, this isn't a garden, this is a patio. Screw you guys.
It was a terrace.
I mean, you can get plants and stuff, but the problem is most of those are like on Manaan or they're on, Yavin or something. Like they have just the way that they have the decos organized, I think is crappy. I'm going to be honest, crappy, because they're so broken up and you have to know what you're looking for. If I'm a new player, which I am relatively compared to you guys, I don't know that this decoration came from Alderaan. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You had to have played the game for a while back when the Cartel Market really wasn't a big thing.
I've developed
to have
this
known
habit.
where all those things are at those specific planet vendor items.
Right.
And it's horribly like I got to go trolling people to ask them where I need to get stuff. And then I can't think of how I want to design stuff. And
Just Google it. That's what
I've
I do.
developed this
I can't
habit.
find something, Google.
I don't know if you guys have done this too, but like I mouse over something and I'm like, okay, let me study this before I click it. This is for a medium or large hook, and it goes on the floor, and it's called. I make sure to note all of that stuff down so that when I click it, because now it's gone out of my inventory, I can go, okay, let me click a medium hook. Let me Google its, let me look its name up. Okay, there its name is, and that way I don't lose it. I just think. I mean, look, I'm very thankful for the search feature for decorations. I think that's phenomenal.
I understand that I am actually like the hip youngster in the group, but that sounds awfully extra to me.
Really?
it is, but everybody has to have any game or MMO you go to, everybody has to be able to have their niche. Their vanity items.
I actually get really excited every time a new one drops. Like I look at it and I need so damn fast on that thing in any group I'm a part of because I don't have that one. That's gonna up my prestige. It's like
You sound like my husband. That's so
I never put them
annoying.
down in my strongholds anymore, but that's a separate issue.
So you're the one grabbing all the stuff.
That's my problem.
We
My
can't
husband
find.
does that. He'll roll on stuff
Wow.
and like, I'm
I
going
always,
to kill
if the
you.
guild
You're
doesn't
going
have a
to-
copy of it, I always go and buy one.
Well, we appreciate it
No, we don't. I want
amazingly,
Yeah,
but
we'll bid.
still, exactly.
Wait a second.
want
So
it
didn't they used to
too.
have like decoration stuff on the Cartel Market, like packs dedicated to
They did, and they
Did
were
they take them off?
yes.
Were they
They
good?
were awesome. They had
Okay.
the various tiers. Like they had it for the armor.
Oh, like
ones
the
too.
silver, the bronze, silver, and gold.
Yes.
And
Yes.
okay, so that's definitely something you'd like to see return.
Yes. Yes.
There's an
You know what?
issue.
If you're gonna call it a hyper crate, you know what you should get out of every one of those packs? Like a silver or a gold decoration pack, and a silver and a gold armor pack, and a silver or a gold. Like one of each type, where you get something
That would
for
be
each
cool.
category. That would be pretty awesome.
You mean like out of the
I might buy one of
36,
those.
you
Thank
get
you.
like 36 of those individual packs or something in a hypercreate, right? Is that what
Right.
you mean? And then you could get one of each kind? I think that would be cool. I never buy hypercrates, but
That's how my husband
I
used
would
to
I
celebrate.
would
totally
buy
like
hyper
that.
crates and cartel packs all day long.
I'm
It's like the thing I spend the most on.
boycotting hypercrates right now because I've tried them before and I get a bunch of stuff. Some of it because everybody's getting these. You can't turn around and sell the stuff except it's low. So you think, well, let me put this
Yeah.
all in my
Yeah.
cargo holds, hang on to it for a year, and then turn around and sell it on GTN. But everybody's doing that too. So it's it's you never get what you think you're going to get out of it.
Yep.
Personally, that's my experience.
I still have stuff from Rise of the Hutt Cartel in my legacy bank, so guilty.
I was so excited. I actually got one of each of every one of the Christmas decorations because this was going to be the last time that it's on, and blah 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 blah. I was like, yeah, sweet. That means that I'm going to get it, and then in a year or two, I'm going to reset. And then the next Christmas, because we're not selling it on the Cartel Market anymore, you can just go buy it.
For 1,000
credits. Yeah, like 1,000 credits each. Like, are you effing kidding me?
I don't like the fact that they stuff it full of all of this, like crystals. I didn't get to chime in about this a little earlier, but not to bring us back for a second, but like crystals, you get 50 bazillion crystals in like super and hyper crates.
And they're all critical rating.
Or they're ones you just don't give a crap about. I have my favorite crystals pretty much now. I don't really care.
They're all power and mastery.
Well,
Stuff that
I don't
nobody
even
wants.
care about that. I just care about
power.
colors. That's what I care about. And I have all my colors. But I have like 10 copies of the Farm Boy color crystal and all those other ones. And I don't know what to do with them because nobody wants to buy them. If I have 10 of them, everybody else does too. Decos, people. Decos.
I agree.
Not the lame-o.
Well, you submit a ticket and tell them how messed up that is, and then let us know what happens.
Just link the YouTube
just
for
watch
this
Muscle,
video.
if you're watching, dude.
Actually, and I don't mind this notion. I don't mind this notion at all because realistically, a great direction that they could go, if you wanted some kind of comprehensive vision with the utilization of incorporation of decorations, woo, I said it. All right.
Wow.
Were you planning that while we were talking?
No, but it kept coming in my brain and it just needed to be said.
It's the beaker.
But you've got a new stronghold coming out, right? So like what they should have probably done with Manaan was have a bigger vision than just their stronghold, but also decorations themed off of this stronghold and launch it through all of the aspects of this game, right? So boss fights, maybe even as like just maybe kind of like a global event, right? So that all Flashpoint boss fights, all Operations boss fights have a random chance to be dropping these unique Manaan themed new items. And then you can also have, tied into one of the vendors' reputation, you can go there, or even actually oftentimes they'll scatter a couple more through vendors across the game. So different reputation vendors, different vendors on the fleets, different vendors that you can actually into your itself, and then of course have little packages. Maybe have a hyper crate decoration themed Manaan package that you could actually buy. Knowing, okay, I don't know exactly which decorations, but at least I know they'll all be decorations, and I know they'll all have similar themes. So potentially there's at least some artistic rendition of a common color palette. And I'm not an artist by any stretch, but you know what I'm talking about. And it would be cool because then you could spend money, but you could also play the game to get it, and you could launch it, and you could do that every single time you ever add a stronghold. Mm-hmm. And that would be getting people every aspect of the game as well as paying. But then it would, oh gosh, I want to go off. Maybe this world boss on this planet has a higher percentage to drop this one specific Manaan new theme thing or something, and you could even leave that there.
They could do that with the new Umbara stronghold since you have to play your way into it. How about all the loot drops in the game, in the flashpoints that you have to play to get into it? How about a higher chance for decorations or all of it? I mean, the fact that they have, the gambling tokens that drop now in your raids while the nightlife event is going on, they obviously can do that. So, again, must go. Let's have some decos, please.
Also, we've already seen some really cool new additions for interactive decorations.
Yeah.
I love that crap. I want more of that.
I know, right?
I want more of that.
Yes.
Because even I did, like when I found out that they got the void wall, or you got the hut ball that you could grab and play hot potato, like I straight up instantly went and bought it and actually put it into my stronghold. And I'll admit that. And I still haven't brought anybody in to even get to play with them.
I have a
void
star
it's there
clicky.
for the day that I make a friend.
Well, and
you
the
gave me
fireplace.
Your key, I'll be your friend.
That's pretty awesome. I'm jealous. Jess had that in her video about, the Manaan stronghold. She's got the fireplace in there, and that's super cool. I don't have that. But yeah, more of that. They need to bring some more, I don't know, designers or something in there and get away from the space stuff. I don't know. Or
how dare you have space stuff in Star Wars? Gosh,
How about
knock
we
it
just,
off.
Don't they know that this is a fantasy? I want to see more leather armor and swords and board. On now.
That would be kind of cool. They could Star
katanas.
Wars that up, but I mean, like, come on, some more Wampa rugs, or we got a Wampa rug.
I
Can't
do
we
like
have something
those.
else like that? I mean,
They need
I
to give
got
us a
2 of
vacuum cleaner for it.
Yeah,
If
I want
some Star Wars stuff.
I
If
want an
anyone wants to
Ewok
give me your
welcome
snow
mat.
parcels, I'll buy them and get more Wampa rugs because those are freaking sweet. So any parcels
pretty
you
good.
don't want, Magic will take.
I mean, that was cool, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of like, come on, let's get away. And everything feels like it's kind of a redo.
Right. Well,
Sadly.
we especially
Fair
need to
enough.
get more decos right now because we have had Manaan hit us and we're about to have Umbara hit us.
Yeah.
People want to decorate stuff right
Yeah.
now, and so flood the market. I couldn't agree more.
Hey, so Magic, what are we supposed to do next?
Well, if you ask me, I think it would probably be bringing us to the end of our episode. Because I'm looking at the clock here and it looks like it's ticking down.
That's right. Time to wrap it up.
That was very artfully done, guys.
Nice.
So,
Hey, it's not Dead Space if I keep talking.
yes. So, for all of you guys tuning in, thank you very, very much. We really appreciate it. We have enjoyed bringing you this content and these things that we're talking about because these are important to us and we hope that they're important to you. And you can feel free to visit us on our website at www.thecouncilswitchboard.com and follow us on all of our social media. And for the people who are interested, our Patreon page is patreon.com/thecouncilswitchboard. And again, that's if you're interested in it. And
We
also,
are
of
actually
course,
going to
Twitter.
have a meeting soon about this to even figure out what we do with money. So if you start giving us some, we might start talking about that sooner.
Dang it! Now I can't embezzle anymore. I had a good plan there. And I was going to funnel it into cartel coins for decos.
Rubbing up
Just
his
kidding.
face.
I'm sorry, but I think if anybody's going to do that, it'll be me first. I'll have to duel you for it.
True enough. Elise can be found at abrown35. Magic is at Magic Ace. And as we will always tell you, the proper way to spell magic is MAJIK. L2 spell people, Magic Ace. And it's the Magic Ace on Twitter, and it's Magic Ace on Twitch. As for myself, I'm R3DN4 everywhere. Pretty much just Google that. You'll find my junk. Not that
See
kind
my-
of junk.
Whoa!
Since
Way to
Sakari
end
is
it.
at
Wow.
So thanks, guys. We all love you a long time.
You guys have a great week.
Bye.
I understand.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What? How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be on the council and not be a master?
Take a seat, young Skywalker.
Forgive me, Master.